Welcome to the live stream. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. Let me know if everything is 5x5 in the stream. I've got my phone up. I got chat in front of me. I've got my camera repositioned. I've got my 16 to 35 R lens on it, and we're going to see how really wide the teleprompter, actually you can call it a teleprompter, but the name is prompter, and you can see it. It's right behind me on the chair. There it is. And so we're going to grab that here in a minute, but let's say hi to all the folks here in the chat. So let's put chat on the air, and let's see here. Let's go back and see who's here. Not another Reacts channel. Oh no, I wanted to sleep tonight. I guess I'll be there. So welcome to the channel. Hopefully you have visited before, but if you haven't, I don't recognize the handle. So please let us know where you're from in the world. And if you were planning on going to sleep, you're probably in one of those places that is going to be late, or maybe early. I don't know. So let us know. It's good to have you. And then right after that, we had Doug. And yeah, I did get my prompter. I wasn't the first batch because when they introduced it, a lot of people were able to get it. Then they sold out. I tried to buy it through the Elgato site, and then they had my address wrong. I called customer service support. They couldn't change my address. They wanted me to call Corsair, who owns Elgato now. So, but they're still designing some great products, so that's good news. Let me just go down here real quick and just double check and make sure you guys are saying the audio is good. AV okay, so good. A bit late for Europe. Okay, so we'll say say hello. So good to have you. Force Online, Doug. It's gonna come soon, I'm sure. So we'll see. Mine shipped. I got an alert, I think Wednesday after our live stream last week, and then it arrived, I believe, on Friday or Saturday. I haven't touched it. I haven't pulled back the seals. I've literally saved this sucker for tonight. And trust me, it would be a lot easier for me to unbox that thing on camera, play that unboxing, and have it all hooked up tonight. But we're going to do our best to play with it tonight and get it all hooked up. And obviously, I spelled that wrong. But yeah, I do hope yours is coming, and it's good to hear that you're being patient. Good to have you, Freddie. As always, Venezuela. So say hi to Freddie if you haven't already. Then we have Hank in the house from Stop and Think. And so we had our Zoom call last week. It was great to have Hank and Joe on the call. We also had Adam Tao from Mix Effects. And if you haven't watched last week's stream on Mix Effects, I feel like I did a pretty good, thorough overview of Mix Effects. Obviously, I didn't show you how to hook up and all of those things, how to get your ATEMs hooked up to Mix Effects. All those videos are over on Adam's channel. But I just want to give a big thank you to Adam Tao for joining us in the chat last week. So he also joined us in our quarterly Zoom. So if you'd like to be a part of the quarterly Zoom, you can subscribe over at my channel. And next quarter, I will definitely send out an alert to everybody who subscribed to my channel, and I'll make sure we put a link in the description tonight. So good to have you here from Bluffton, South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know how big the front row is. I think maybe you still might have got a front row seat. We'll see. Okay, so let's keep going down here. I think the next person to say hi to here is Camille. Thank you for joining us as always, and it's good to have you. Any experience with the Sennheiser EW-DX BTW? I think that is the microphone kit that I purchased. I don't remember exactly the model, so I will try to look that up before we're done tonight and get you an answer. I do like their new technology. They actually have such a good codec now for doing the connection between the wireless microphone and the receiver that they can even get Neumann to make them a capsule, and which is not a dynamic capsule like most handheld wireless microphones are. This is a condenser capsule that you can add. So pretty incredible. That's the new kit. That's what I recommend to everybody. Retails for like $6.99 for the receiver. They make a camera model as well to go on top of your camera. It's out now. And they also make a body pack. And then they do make a dual kit, but it's actually the same price as buying two side by side. So you make the choice there, and I did cover that and unbox that here on the channel about 3 months ago, I believe. So you can go back and check that out, and I will do some real quick looking here and see if I can find that after we get done saying hi. Good to have Joe here tonight from Tech for Fun. Really had a good time seeing his studio last week in the Zoom call. Thank you, Joe, so much for taking us through that. Man, you have taken your world to the next level, and it was exciting for Hank and I and Adam to see that. I only had 2 people in the Zoom call outside of Adam Tal, so we got a chance to spend some real quality time. They got to see each other's faces. Joe and Adam got to see, or actually Hank and Adam got to see Joe's studio, and pretty incredible what's happening over in Tech for Fun. Still a bit late in Europe. Well, thank you for the time update, Camille. Okay, let's see. Still got these crazy deals coming up in the chat. It's just basically the menu. You have to close it to get the chat to populate, and that's why I have my phone open tonight. Okay, so it looks like this is up to date. Good to have you, David. Thank you so much for joining us, and again, you might want to let people know where you are tuning in from in case they have forgotten. David, and I think you've been in the chat before, if I remember. So there we go. So it looks like Not Another Reacts channel is based in Ireland. It's midnight here. Was here a few weeks ago as... Okay, I remember that, but rebranded recently. MJ is my actual name. MJ, I remember MJ. So thank you for joining us, and it's good to have you here. It's amazing that I can be sitting here in the state of Washington live at 4 o'clock, shifted from daylight savings time. In fact, my Seattle Seahawks clock right here still says it's 5:10. I forgot to change it today. I just noticed that. I usually use my phone when I'm in here, but it's good to have you, and thank you for staying up. We'll jump right in here and get unboxing here momentarily. I'm sure you guys are excited about that. And Cocoa Krispies. Okay, so cool. Okay, so let's just double check. I think I'm caught up. So let me get up from the chair and switch microphones here real quick. Obviously, I'm going to be using the DJI mic a little bit tonight, so keep that in mind. It's not the best sound, but I want to have this microphone out of my way when I'm unboxing on the table. Plus, I'm going to have to do some setting up and fighting this mic and talking to you guys and trying to set up the prompter on that camera. When it's time, we'll cut to this camera right here, which is now no longer live. It was just a second ago. Sorry about that. I got my 5D Mark IV timing out for some crazy reason, but we're going to be cutting to this camera right here when we get ready to put things on top of my lens, which is what you'll have to do to use it tonight as a teleprompter. So I got a couple Skycams in here tonight. I may be using Skycam 2 when we get to the desk. That comes through my laptop. Skycam 1, which you guys saw during the intro, it comes through my PC. So that's what I normally use. So we will be using those cameras to try to get you guys a bird's eye view of what I'm doing tonight. I'm hitting record now. So I'm officially recording ISO tracks, and we're going to be unboxing the prompter by Elgato. I'm going to go grab it here. So let's switch mics now. I'm going to be using the DJI mic. And let me just look at the levels here real quick before I get up and move. Looking good. Might be a little not too loud, but we'll roll with it. So here I go. Let me get over there. I have ISO recording going on the screen. I'm streaming it. Look at that, 7.42. That's pretty high. I don't know why. Maybe it was my fast movement. But looking at it now as I'm still, it's dropping down to under 7. So if you wonder if you're going to stream at the highest setting for really streaming, you can go HyperDeck settings in your ATEM. But I'm right now streaming high, and that's about how much you're gonna need if you're moving around the camera. It's gonna jump up from under 5 or under 6 to sometimes over 7. So let's get up and go get the prompter, and let's unbox it. Okay, I have it in my hot little hands. Let me move this microphone out of the way. You guys should have audio. Let me take chat off the air. And so here it is. Basically, I'll show it that camera. That's the box. It's quite big. You can see how big this box is. And there's all the information on the back. And I'll give you guys a close-up of that on the table. And let me just see how my camera looks here. It looks pretty good. I think I have a setup here. Let's see. So here's what I'm going to be using to unbox it. And so I'm going to just talk and unbox this for a little while here. I do have a super source, but it is not set up yet. So let me fix this real quick. Camera 2 enabled. There we go, and I will cut to that. So we can cut to, oh, that didn't work. What's the deal? Super source. We can cut to this view, but I just think we have more room if we go to the desk camera. So let me get that back on here. So let me just go around the box. So here's the top of the box. It says all-in-one teleprompter and monitor. Prompter A, I can't say that, read that. And then you have Elgato's logo right here. You turn it around and you have prompter with display, universal shroud backplate, Facecam Pro backplate. So I did bring my original Facecam, but it's designed to fit the Facecam Pro. It's kind of funny that they're basically thinking that this is a throwaway. I don't get it why they didn't make a plate for this. It would have raised the price. So then you have DSLR mirrorless backplates, 9 DSLR mirrorless step-up rings. We're going to get those out here pretty soon. Universal bracket support for universal devices. And then mounting screws, cleaning cloth, quick start guide, USB-C to USB-A cable. So it's not USB-C to USB-C. So realize that 78.7 inches, that's ridiculous. So hopefully it's not that long. But if it is, we're all going to need a little help with that. So turn the box around again, and you got a bunch more information right here. So let's see, can I cut back to the other view? There you go. And let's move this over a little bit. And now I'm gonna bring my camera in just a bit. Are we focused there? It looks pretty good. So lots of information here, built-in 9-inch display, ultimate camera compatibility, interchangeable backplates, large field of view. It says you can go up to 20 mil. Let's peek and see what I'm at right now. I'm at 19 mil, so I'll have to tighten up this shot to use it, but we're gonna test that. Powered by your computer, so you receive power for it over your computer. So you're probably not gonna be able to have a Skycam hooked up at the same time when you have this, but that makes no sense. So we'll have to have a pretty fast computer to have 2 USB-C devices. Again, flexible mounting, multiple 1/4 threads, cold shoe mounts, and more provided mini mounting and accessory pairing options. And then it's in 2 languages here, advanced software. And you have to use the camera hub to be able to use it and use your Stream Deck. So that's going to be really fun for us to try it with the Stream Deck tonight. I'll launch Camera Hub. I have the new version loaded on my computer. There'll probably be a firmware update. So we'll just see how this rolls tonight. But let's get back to flipping the box. And then here you go. More information with some pictures and the dimensions, 8.7 inches wide and 8.6 inches tall. And then it's wider up here than it is down here. So you went from 8.07. Oh, actually, no, the monitor is wider. It's 8.8 inches or 224 millimeters, 205 at the top and 219 up and down. And then front to back, 161 millimeters and 6.34. Can we zoom into that just a little bit here? Let me see if I can tilt that. So hopefully you guys can see that little picture there. It's pretty cool with the dimensions. So let's back this out and get the whole box. Okay, so one more turn and you have the front again, and then the bottom has some legal information on it. Right there, copyright, Corsair, you can see their name on there, so if you wondered, they are involved now with Elgato, so you have both of those. And then look at the top, and it's just a box. So there you go. So let's break the seal here. So the seals on this aren't right here, as you can see, but they are right here and right here. So you guys, I have not broke the seal. I'm being brutally honest that I have not played with this yet. So let's open this up, crack the top here, and get out my handy knife, and let me cut this seal. And I'm going to cut this seal. There we go. And let's open this up. And so, as typical, you have supplies in the top of the box. So we're going to pull that out. And I'm going to set that down. We'll go through that in a minute. And again, just so you guys can see the box that it comes in. There you go. And then you have some nice padding inside the box here. So we're going to open this up. And there is a bracket right here in this part. So I'm going to pull that out. And there you can see inside the box, there's the prompter. So you have this little packet here. We'll open that up in a second. And then inside the box, we have the prompter, and it's coming out. And there you go. Throw some more stuff away here. And you can see the box is now empty. Okay, now that we have a little bit more room, let me pop myself back on the screen here. So we'll open this little package first, and let's see, position it. There we go. That box. So we'll open this first. And that is the universal bracket. And this is kind of like a cloth material. It's pretty nice. It's not plastic, so it's got some protection to it. So I'll probably keep this for any travel. Here's the bracket right here. And I think we are focused here. That's camera 3. Let me take a look on the big screen here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Little light. So there you go. You've got screws that go up this way, and that's to mount your camera. And then you have it ability to mount right here, and it says mount camera here. So I guess this is where your camera mounts if you're going to mount a camera on the back. I'm planning on using the other adapters. We'll see if I have it figured out, if I watch enough videos. So there's that bracket, and you can see how big it is based on my hand. And again, you have these slots forward and back. We will play with that here in a minute. Let's set that aside. And then let's see what's inside the box. Open up the box and you have the prompter guide. And inside the prompter guide, you have the connecting your camera. So I think we're focused there. So you can kind of see this manual. And we will probably have to do some reading tonight of this as we get ready. You can see the Facecam Pro, how it goes on. I can probably put my Facecam original one that way as well, but it's definitely not going to fit the bracket. So, and they have a little cloth shroud that'll be in the box that I can throw over this to use it. Couple more pages. It's in English so far. Then you got the ring back plate. You can see it going together. Here's a little cloth you can throw over if you're using it to cut light from bleeding in. And here's the HDMI or USB-C cable. That's what it's powered for, and that's how you get the signal in and out. And then over here you see plug the other end of the cable into an available slot in your computer. And it needs to be a USB 3.0 port. Here you can see a key light mini mounted to the top of it. So once we get that out, you'll have brackets on the top of that. And then you have all these pages in the back. And there's many, many of those pages in different languages. So, so there you go. Little look at the manual, lots of pages, well done. And the back of it. So we'll set that aside. We are going to need that, so I'm keeping that handy. Okay, so you have 3 boxes. Obviously, super long USB-C cable, universal shroud backplate, DSLR mirrorless backplate. So open this up, open this box. Here is that piece that's designed to cover. And then also in here, you have the universal back plate, and this is what you use with the step-up rings for your camera. And again, you got 2 holes on the top, and then you have the rings in the bottom, and then a slot, and we'll see how that works here in a minute. And then you have this cloth, and it has kind of a plate built into it right there. And so this is a shroud to cover things up so no light can get in. Again, we'll talk about why that is. There's the inside, there's the outside, and so that's just going to go over the camera just like this. And it's that big, so it's bigger than my camera shot right now. Okay, we're going to set that aside and the ring aside. Close that box. We'll pop that back in there for now. Let's open up this. These are the step-up rings. And I will be using it on my DSLR camera, and they're in a nice case here. So there you go. You have all the step-up rings. I'm not going to take all those out, but we will be using one of these. And I got to find out which one it is. And so there's those, and then that ring right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces in this kit. And so we'll talk about the step-up rings here in a little bit. We're going to set that aside as well. And then we'll pull this crazy USB cable out. And there it is. It's got a little direction thing there, which is typical. If you ever had a Stream Deck or anything from Elgato or Keylight Mini, Keylight Air, you get one of these. So we'll set that down. But here's the cable, and I'll stretch this out when we get on camera so you guys can see how really long this is. And so we will put this back in here. So this is staying out. So we'll close this. Put this away. I'm going to throw it in the box. Slide this out, and now we'll do the most important unveiling right here. So here you go. So it's nicely wrapped. You got a little seal right here so they can tell if you broke into it. It's not really sticking on here very much. So let's open the seal. Let's get this completely out of our shot. Go this way. I'm going to reach in here and pull this off. Kind of goes around the corner. You can see the shape of this. Got the monitor there. And there we go. So, pretty good look. Let's change the lighting here real quick. Give you a little bit better light now on the desk. So this is the glass and obviously the monitor. So it's a 9-inch monitor, and we'll just rotate this around. Well, you can see on the top there you have the Elgato and 2 shoe mounts to mount things on there. So you could have a mic right here, and over here you could have a light if you wanted to use this on the road. Then you have your screws and the opening in the back, and you can see there's already a plate on for Facecam Pro. So this is where the Facecam Pro plate is when you get the box out. So we're gonna look at this. So if I grab mine and set it there, it doesn't fit. The other one is wider and narrower, so my Facecam Pro doesn't fit. So if you're wondering, you would have to use this a different way. You can still use this, but you'd have to use the universal mount and not the plate. So that's the plate, and then you have mounting screw right here. You got your serial number right there, and then here's where you plug in that USB-C cable. And then there's the back. You got a nice touch there. You got another screw hole there, and then you have another screw thread there, and then this is kind of nice surface. And then when we stand it up this way, you can see this is plastic. This is all plastic. And then you have the glass right here. I'm not going to touch it. I don't want any fingerprints, but your camera is going to peek through here, and you're going to be able to look right in here, and this glass, if there is no light coming in, it's going to reflect the monitor right up to the screen. So that is the prompter out of the box. I hope you guys saw everything you want to see. I'll turn this around again for all of those that are tuning in to this video later. Let's go around one more time. So there it is from the side. Here it is from the back, the top, the back section, the bottom, the other side. And so it's not that big. I'll put it up where you can see it in perspective to me here. So if I hold this up now, you can see the size of it. And so I think where my monitor is situated, this should be big enough. So we're going to stop here, take a few questions, and then we're going to try to get it hooked up. So let's get chat back on the air here. Put multi-view behind me, and let's go chat on the air here. And let's see what you guys are saying. It's good to have you in the house, David. Thanks for joining me. Let's see. That's a great question. I think it's $299 is what it was US. And I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me just look at their site. See if I can find the price. Let's bring this up. So 279 right there. And I think it was 305 here in the United States with tax and shipping to my house. So hopefully that answers your question there, David, and it's great to have you all the way from Australia tonight. Broken Citizen, hello, Keith from Maryland. Thank you for joining me. That is so cool. We welcome you and hope you subscribe to the channel. Let me look at the numbers here. I do have subscribe only chat enabled. So we're at 1,986. Let me go ahead and show this. So there's the stats. So we're getting close to 2,000 and I'm planning the party. So I even have my disco ball. So if you think I'm not serious about partying, I have 5 of lights that go into my lights in the ceiling, and then I have one of these. So there's a little look in time forward for those of you that have helped me support the channel, and we're gonna have a little live party once we hit 2,000. So sometime this week, probably as early as Friday, maybe even Thursday, maybe even Wednesday, because it's been growing. So we're 14 away from 2,000. I'll let it get a few over in case someone unsubscribes before we launch the party. But cool. That is a lot of fun that's happening. So thank you for joining us, Broken Citizen. Whatever you want us to call you want to put your name in the chat. We will try to use it rather than calling you by your handle. Dean Home 1, hi Keith from DMV. I'm sure that means something, but evidently I'm out of that loop. So maybe Denmark, I'm not sure, so let me know. Yeah, 9 rings. It is. Sorry about that. Hello to you. And let us know what you want us to call you. Maybe it's Dean. So thanks for joining us tonight. And as well as Broken Citizen, I think I got both those on. And then obviously my good friend David from Down Under, great photographer. So there's a number of guys here tonight that have channels, so please make sure you check out their channels and subscribe to the people that are on with me in the chat. Let's just talk about this again. So yeah, in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there's this one tucked away right there. And this thing isn't a box, it just folds out of that slot. It looks like a box, but it's not a box in that supply box. So we'll play with this in a minute. Any other questions about this device? So again, this universal plate was in the box, then you have the one hidden here, and then you have the step-up rings, and then you have the adapter, and we'll figure out how those go together. And literally, I'm going to have to read the directions to do this tonight. Now, I know that this should just hook right on with the universal ring. It's pretty heavy. So we'll look at the specs, but this is not a small monitor. You can see right now I have a 7-inch monitor that I look up at, so it's right above the camera. I'll show you guys that. So this is going to change the game for me. And again, I'm watching the chat to see if you have any other questions before we get into trying to hook this up. We'll fire it up first, not mounted to my camera, and then if we have time tonight, we're going to mount it to my camera. I'm going to try to download or get the camera hub linked up so that I can then use it with my Stream Deck Plus, my big one, and I also have my big Stream Deck, and then I have my Stream Deck Plus, which is the one that has the knobs and the touch panel. So, okay, let me do this real quick. Let me find my phone. Just for this video, where is it? How can my phone, oh, there it is. I was just using it. So I got my phone, I'm gonna go away. Oh, let's see here. This just populated. Let's see if I can get it to populate again. There we go. Yeah, let's do this. Change my lights back. Sorry. Good catch, Joe. Okay, so thank you for that, Joe. I'll give you credit there for looking out for me. I do have two settings. One set of lights for my desk and the other camera, and another set of lights for this camera, and I'd switched it so you could see on the desk better. Tim Morrow, good to have you. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. It's good to have you in the live stream tonight. We just got done unboxing the prompter by Elgato. We went through everything, including the manual, and now we're going to fire it up here in just a minute. So any other questions before we dive into firing it up? So got the cable here, so I'm waiting for questions. Let's unwind this. Got these little twisty ties and another one on that side. Then you have the little elbow side and then USB-A side, and it doesn't have the blue interior like most USB 3.0 ports have, so that's kind of unique. It is kind of a cloth cable, and we're going to stretch it out now. And so that's full arm length with this much more left. So it's a pretty big cable. So actually it's taller than me, so it really is like 86 inches long. So this side goes into the prompter. So there is the plug right there. So we're gonna plug it in like that. I'm not gonna stay here all night waiting, but we will answer your questions here. I'll look at it here for a second. I'm gonna go this way so I can set it down on the desk until we get it on my camera. So obviously if it's mounted to your camera, going this way is the way to go. But right now for me, if I can get it to work this way, maybe it's proprietary, so let's just go like this, and I will be careful. So now I'm going to hook up the other side to my computer here. So I'm going to plug in my other camera. Plug this in. And it is booting up. And now it's just kind of looking probably for camera hub. There we go. And voila, you have my desktop. Pretty cool, eh? So it is now one of the monitors in my studio. So that means that you can drag and drop. So my computer, I have a PC, it found it. So I have a teleprompter. So you can see if I hold it right here, you can see a little light right here bleeding through. So if I hold my hand over it, it's got a great picture. And that's a nice size. I'm gonna love this little device. And obviously it's gonna go right over my camera. So let's just do a little peekaboo here. So there you guys are. And look, it's focused, and I can look right in the camera if I was dragging my monitor view over there. So pretty cool. And that's this plate. So we're gonna pull this plate off. Screw number 1, screw number 2, and it just pops out. And so this is the Facecam Pro plate, and this is the step-up ring plate, and I'm guessing it goes this way with the grooves. So let's put this in, and we'll put the screws back in, and then we'll do our little peekaboo thing again. Give you guys kind of a taste before we get it actually mounted on the screen. Okay, so here we go again. Up to my lens, So once I get a step-up plate, it looks like it's gonna work. So pretty cool. I gotta say, I'm really excited. Doug, I'm sorry, because you're probably gonna go, wow, now I really want it. So there you go. So let's just find this monitor. Let's see, can I drag and drop? What do I want to drag and drop? Let's see if I can drag and drop. I have no clue where it is in position. But let's see what I can drag and drop around here. There you go. So let's see. So obviously I'm going to have to sort out the sizes, dragging over my control software. So that's going to take a little bit of time to figure out sizes and all of that, and sorting, dragging and dropping to it. So now what I want to do is I need a 77 millimeter. Let's switch to camera 2. The funny thing is my Canon 5D Mark III is no longer timing out, and it always timed out. And now my Canon 5D Mark IV is timing out, and it never timed out. So go figure, I don't have a clue what's going on. But again, we're going to switch cameras right here so you guys can see that. So the idea here is this is going to go right up here and mount to this. It's going to be right about that high. And you can see how far it's going to stick out in my studio. Hopefully my Manfrotto plate can handle it. But that gives you guys a bird's eye view from over there. And then you can throw this little cloth over the back of the camera to make sure nothing bleeds, but I don't think I'll need this because it shouldn't have any bleed over. You can see I have a lens on, so let me pop this off. Okay, so my camera came down a little bit, so I'm going to set this down on the desk. I need a 70 millimeter step-up ring. So let's see if they are labeled. Yep. So right here on the edge are little labels right here. Let me see if I can switch towards camera. Let's move this over a little bit further out of my way. Well, I don't have any place to put that right now. Set that over there. And let me show you guys this. Okay, so let's switch to camera 3 here. So there you have 72 millimeter right there. So there's the markings on each one of these. I'm needing a 77, and so it's right here. So we're going to pull that out. And again, if I go to this look, you have more light. So 77, 72, 62. Wow, it looks like I have two 62 millimeter step-up rings. That is interesting. 62. Hopefully they didn't pack the wrong one. So I have two 62s. That looks like they are going to have to fix that. But I'm going to pull all these out of here now. That's the 77 I need. This is a 77, 72, 62. So let's get one of these 62s out of here. $58, $55, $49, $52, and this is a 82. So there you go. There's the set of step-up rings. So let's go back to this other view. Change my lights back. And let's take the 77 and see how this mounts inside the threads. Again, I'm not sure my Manfrotto ring is going to hold it, but there it is on. So I have now screwed it on right here, and now I should be able to slide this over top. You can see right here, this is just going to slide over top, so you want to make sure this is tight. And I am going to slide this over, get this cable up and out of our way. And it's on. Woohoo! Oh, and it fell down. Too much weight. Let me tighten this up. I'm going to keep my other monitor up there just for tonight. Ugh. Then you straighten it out. And let me cut to it now. So there you go. I'm at 19 mil, I believe. Between 19 and 20 mil. So there you go. I can look right into teleprompter. I could pull my chat up there. This is going to be sick. So, and that is sick in a positive way. So there is the prompter by Elgato right on my main camera. You can see it's kind of blocking my speaker. I can move these speakers over a couple more inches. I do have my big 32-inch monitor right here. So great. So I'm loving it so far. So let's do this. Let's go to me and my laptop here in a second. Let me do something here. And I think we had a question here. So let me look at it real quick and get caught up here in the chat, and then we'll go to the next phase, which is the software. And we still have time. So let's see. Okay, so what is the build quality, Joe? Well, it's plastic. So, but the screen looks great. I'm actually with my camera right now kind of tilted down. Let's see, did it shrink? Yeah, it still looks like my camera is close to normal. I can actually see the monitor because I'm shooting down to keep you from seeing the softboxes above my head. I probably won't leave it like this. I like to shoot more up towards me, but down keeps you from looking up my nose and limits this shadow right here. So pretty cool. So it's weight-wise, let's see. Do we have in the manual how much it weighs? Let's see here. Do we have specs? So now, if you are going to mount like a Facecam Pro, you can use the plate like my Pro. So I could hook it up, and we might as well touch this real quick so that I'm not ignoring the other options. But so this is where you mount the camera. So you would take the Facecam Pro, and so you got to get used to. So the rib is where you mount your camera. So I'm going to peel off the caution tape so I can slide up and down. And then I will attach my face cam. Then you would slide it all the way forward, I would think. And then this mounts to the back of the device, and so now you would use the shroud I believe, to cover this up like this, but again, I have to look at the directions to do that. So you can definitely use the Facecam Pro, but it's not going to be able to be used in the special plate for the Facecam Pro. This is the Facecam Pro. So, and I am still looking up at the top monitor because I haven't sent anything to this screen right now. So again, got the little thumb screw there. It's nice and mounted. USB-C port would be right there on the Facecam. And then the Facecam Pro obviously is a little narrower this way and wider this way. And again, it's shaped just like that plate, and that's about the size of the hole. So now that's the lens on this puppy. So it definitely would see through that. But again, this plate's not going to work. So I'd have to push this right up to the universal plate and then shroud it in order to use this webcam. And you can use other webcams as well, including the Insta360, which is very, very tiny. So we'll set this aside. Let me cap the lens again. Okay. So let me clean up just a little bit. So I have 260 mil. So if you get two of something else, there we go. So I'm going to loop these, and I'm going to look in the specs right now to see what one I'm missing. Let's just do the math here. I have an 82 to 77s on there. Then I have a 62. Then it goes to 55. There is a 72 between this 82 and 77. Then you go 62 to 55, 52. David, which one am I missing? If that rings a bell to you right now, let me know. But I'm definitely missing, or I have two. I don't know. So that's a negative. If that's true, if I got two, that's great. So I have two step-up rings. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't do a cinched fabric shroud like other prompters to eliminate the rings. Well, so right now I don't need my lens is inside the box of the back of the prompter. And so the only light that could get in there would be light coming from this side inside. And I can't see the lens right now at all. I'm looking right in and I cannot see the lens. I have a great crisp picture. I think the specs are online. I think it's, what is the specs of the monitor? Is it in here? Do I have to pull the slide up? Let's look at my slides here real quick. Do I have the specs here? I don't see the specs, those other slides. So let's go on their site and look for specs here. My mouse is going all over the place now because I have an extra monitor right there. So let's see. We'll get in the camera hub here in just a second. Do we have specs? There we go. 124 by 600 pix. So again, step up rings 49, 52, 55, 58, 62, 67, 72. So they definitely put the wrong ring in mine. They probably thought the 67. Do I have a 67? Do I hear a 67? Yeah, so they shorted me a 67. So Way to go, Elgato. So anyway, you can see the different things it comes with, and I'll have to reach out to them tomorrow and tell them that I'm missing a 67, and I do have a 67 millimeter lens, so I definitely want that for my set. Okay, so let's go back to me and a logo. Any questions before we roll? Yeah, it is looking very slick. Doug, thank you for that little comment. Let's see, am I missing anything else? Yeah, what is the deal? How heavy is it? Can we find those specs here? No weight there. My 7-inch is that much further away, so not only do I get the benefit of this distance, I get the benefit of the size. So for me doing consulting, this is a game changer. And I can put my notes on there, so I can use the teleprompter feature, and let's get into that. So there's the weight, those are the size of the rings, and like I said, if you use a step-up ring and you slide it on the universal camera mount, you do not have to worry about any light bleeding in. And then if you use a plate like this, the Facecam Pro slides in there. You don't need any cover for that as well. It would be all the other type cameras like this Pro, and who knows, maybe they'll make a plate for this. I wish they would make a plate for their Pro cameras. It makes no sense because I'm sure there's way more people that have Pro or the Facecam regular camera. They need to make a plate for this because they already have a back plate for the Facecam Pro. So sorry about me getting tongue-tied on which model I have. Okay, so let's get into this. I do want to participate in the chat. So does it hang off the lens? No clamp needed. Yeah, once you put the step-up ring on there, it just slides on. So literally there's a groove on the bottom and then it's rounded on the top, and you just slide it on the lens. So it's hanging off the front of my lens. It weighs 1.5 pounds. Once I get my monitor off the top of it, which I'm looking at right now, I will be looking at this monitor from now on, and I can send what I want to that monitor when I'm doing Zoom and doing things like that. I have not sorted out in my head yet how I'm going to use it for my face when I'm live streaming. I'm sure I can bring my face through the USB-C out of the Extreme and then drag and drop that over there. So what I'm probably going to do is do full screen in OBS when I'm live from my laptop, and then I will project to this monitor. So that's the solution. So my ATEM Mini Extreme, USB out as a webcam into OBS full screen, and I probably will be able to just project it just like I do in a Zoom call. I can also put my Zoom guests there. So again, I can use it for live as long as I go through OBS. And again, 1.5 pounds, it does hang off the front of the lens. So what is the horizontal width of the unit? I will be mounting the prompter between my two monitors. Okay, so I read those specs. They were on the box. Close this. So at the top, it's 8 inches, 0.07 or 205 millimeters. And it's definitely, and again, it sticks out. So it may stick out past your monitors because remember, it's going to hang off your lens. So if your lens clears your monitors, then that's going to hang out further, but you don't want it to block your monitors, obviously, Hank. So 205 millimeters at the top or 8.07. At the bottom is 224 millimeters, and that's the monitor that's laying flat like this, but the width of it is 8.88 inches. So it is, I'm looking at it, is a little wider than the top screens and the teleprompter. So it's like, you can see it's a difference between 8.07 and 8.88. So that's 81.81 of an inch wider. And again, that's divided on either side. So just so you know, the top will need to be able to fit between your two monitors, and that's going to be 8 inches, 0.07. And then from front to back, if you have the back plate on and you're not hanging it off of your camera, it is 1110. And again, that is using that bracket. So if you have the bracket mounted on the back to do like a webcam, then you're going to add this extra depth. I only have my lens hanging off right here. So again, my monitor is right about here now, and now this moves my monitor forward to right there, which is really cool. So super stoked so far. Actually more excited than I thought I was going to be, and I sorted out how I will be able to put my face on the monitor and look right into the camera next week. So, okay, so that is Hank's question. Let's roll to good luck with Corsair customer service. Wow, so evidently you have some experience, Joe, so we'll see. Okay, did I catch up? Mine was delayed because it has 267 rings. Nice, Doug. Sweet. Man, Doug, I was wishing you'd be on the Zoom call because I want to see all the cool Star Wars stuff in your studio. So maybe you and I can do a Zoom. I would absolutely love that. I love Doug's channel just because of some of the stuff he does on there really is unique. So check out Doug Force's channel. Check out all of these channels. Okay, so any worry, though, of having extra weight pulling on the lens? I don't think so. To be honest with you, I took this off, so I'm sure this weighs like a few ounces, and so that's off. And again, yeah, I don't feel like I'm worrying at all. Now, if the thing fell forward right now and I didn't have my camera bracket, so make sure you tighten things down, and I reefed it pretty hard, if that's a word. So let's roll. I want to get going here, so let me open the camera hub. Let's see. Let's just close this. Close this. There we go. And let me go to me and a laptop, and let's find camera hub here. Let's launch it. There we go. I now have teleprompter on my screen. So you can see the teleprompter is there, ready to roll the camera, question mark, whether it's a video script, film, or talking points. Camera hub and prompter give you full control over your delivery. That's nice. It has a nice little greet you screen. I wish I could show you guys that. So I do have my camera ready here. So let's fire it up. I want to give you guys a full bird's eye view and get the experience that I have right now. And the best way to do this is have it in my hand. So there we go. Let's roll here to camera 4. So that's what greeted me. So you guys can read it. So as soon as I fired up camera hub, obviously this put that on the screen. And if you look really close, you can see my lens kind of behind it. So I can see right into your guys' eyes, and this is where I'd be looking to read that. And it is huge. Like, here's my perspective, and I don't think this really does it justice, because it feels like it's, for my eyes right now, it feels like it's that close. And you can see how much further my monitor is than that monitor. So, and it's kind of funny when I'm looking at that screen, you can see if I'm not looking straight at it, then you can see my Rodecaster Pro down here. So you want to have it straight on eye level to use it the best way, but there you can see that's upside down and it's reflecting right there. So that's pretty cool. And then there is camera hub opened up. So let's just do some switching up here. We're going to go back to this view. set this down. Back to me and my laptop. So, okay, so prompter is seen right here. So I wish this was bigger, but it's not. So I can click on display, and now because I have this open, I can open this program right here next to it. And now in Camera Hub down here somewhere, had it open earlier. There it is. Camera Hub. Here's all the buttons that I can drag over. Camera select input. Not sure what that means. Camera set property. Camera adjust property. Camera reset property. Camera display property. Camera refocus. Effects, toggle effects, camera effects, change background, preview, the snapshot, prompter control. Okay, so let's drag prompter control over. Play pause right there. So now I have a play pause button. Let's continue down here. And it's set up automatically. Let's see. Camera display property. No clue what this is. This is probably for a Facecam Pro, but again, I haven't played with this. Select property, and I don't have anything there, so let's delete that button. Okay. Prompter display settings, brightness, so it's fully bright. So I can turn that up and down. So I can set it or I can adjust. So it looks like adjusting. Slide vertical, slide horizontal. So I'll have to figure all that out. But let's just say static. We're going to select 10 brightness. So now let me hit that button and see how much less bright it is. Let's change cameras. My camera's still on. Yes. So let me push this button right here on my Stream Deck. And nothing happened. But this button works because now it's scrolling up. And I can show you guys this view as well. So this button right here, I can now hit pause. So I'll put my finger on the pause button and pause and play and pause and play. Feels like an exercise program. And pause. That's really cool. So loving that so far. So let's get back to me and my laptop. What other buttons can we do here? Prompter control, prompter display settings, prompter content settings. So let's drag that over. Now what do we have? Oh, I can put chat on. It's only Twitch. So I got chat, text, display. So no clue what these things do. So text, display. So let's see what happens if I hit this button now. I think this is going to switch what's on the screen. So let's see when I push this button. Yeah, it changed what's on the screen. Let me show you guys. So it went from screen and it doesn't change it back. So I don't know how I got prompter on there. I have to figure that out now. So I must have to do another button. So let me see here. Prompter content settings, prompter control. Let's drag that on. Play pause, I did that. Select newest, oldest. That selects files. So we will delete that from now. Prompter control, let me try this. Play, pause. I just did that. So what am I doing here? Thank Keith, thank. So what is this button called here? Prompter content settings. Prompter content settings. Let's bring another one of those up there. And I don't want to do chat. I want to do text. So now, let's push this text button right there. And let's see what happens. There we go. So now I have a button to go from my display right there. Again, display button. And that's going to go to my display. And if I have what I need drag over on top of that would be great. And then I can push the other button and that'll go back to prompter. So there's a few control buttons from the Stream Deck. Obviously, we're not going to do them all tonight. It's already been an hour and 15 minutes. But let's play with font size and stuff. So here we go. So there's the size right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the size right here. There's the brightness. I can bring that up and down. I can go from display to text to chat beta. And this is the beta. So you'll have to see what they're adding for chat. I think it's Twitch only right now. So you could have chat on the screen. I'm hoping and praying they'll have YouTube and all the other places, because that makes a lot of sense. I can drag chat over, but it'd be so nice to have a button pop chat up, button screen, button text. It'd be fantastic to have. And think about it, a prompter with Stream Deck control is amazing, and I'm sure that you have intuitive control with the dials, so you can speed up, slow down, I'm sure, the teleprompter. So again, let's do this. Let's change. Right now we're at a 32-point font. So back to my camera, nothing on the screen right now. So let me put on the fonts. So I have it on there right now. So that is a 32-point font. So now I'm going to scroll up here and bring it up to, let's go to 40. And then I will cut back to my iPhone. So there is a, what is going on here? 4. There is a 40 size font. So then I can go in here and there's the output. So you have the prompter as the output. You have camera controls here. So if I had my Facecam Pro or Facecam, I don't have a Pro, but the Facecam, I could go into it. I could add effects in that camera. So you could do different backgrounds, which is really cool. Put a green screen behind you. So if you're a gamer, this is an amazing tool. Or if you just want to have a green screen behind you, you can use a Facecam Pro and go live and be able to use all those effects, which I think is really cool. Scrolling speed right here. So auto scroll. A chapter is a little button right here. You have opacity right here, background color, text color, margins, the font style. Let's change the Arial black. Switch back, and you can see the drastic change that just made. That's Arial black. That's crazy. And again, to give you guys a eye type bird's eye view. So back to that. I definitely like Arial the best so far. And then you also have scroll speed. So let's go ahead and crank up the scroll speed to 50%. And let's switch back to the prompter. And I will go over here and push my text button to launch it. That didn't work. Play right next to it. Sorry, it's my play button. And then my stop button is the same button. So there you can see the speed. That's at 50%. Let me crank it down to 6%. You can see how slow it's going. 100%. And I can dial up the font size right here. And I can dial up margins, right, like that. I got margins. So they gave you a teleprompt just to play with when you get it. So that is really, really cool. Okay, so let's see if we have any more budget buttons. Let me hit pause, and then I can hit play, pause, which is great on my Stream Deck. So let's explore the buttons before we roll out tonight and take questions. Prompter display settings, prompter content settings. So let's drag over content, and let's see. Slate 1 is chat, and slate 2 is display. So let's see. Oh, okay, so it changes the icon to that. If I just go chat, it changes the icon to that. And I don't think chat will activate if I do this. Let me see. Yeah, so when I activate chat, because I'm not in a Twitch call, I get a blank screen. So it's just blank when I hit that chat button. I'll hit it again, and it puts the teleprompter back up. And these buttons are literally changing. I want you to see these. So when I hit it, if I had Twitch open and chat was going, I could hit it again, and it turns into display. So if I want the prompter now back, I just hit that button, and it puts prompter on. So I can change these buttons to switch between what I want it to. So text, so it could be display and text. And there you go. So now the button is changed to display or chat. So there's the display. And then if I push the chat button, there's the chat. So that's really cool. And then I can go ahead and hit play. And now it's working at the speed I set it at, margins I set it at, and that's really cool. And I can go right to my display and right back to the chat. So again, right now, guys, I have the ability to switch between display and text. Hopefully I'll be able to add chat. So that's a game changer. So let me just say this in wrapping up. I love it. I love the weight of it. I love the look at it. Just make sure whatever you put it on, if it's attached to your lens, you don't let the thing come crashing down. That could damage your lens mount. That could damage the prompter. And it's just plastic. So we'll pull it off here. I'm just going to slide it right off the lens. There we go, sliding off. And there it is in my hand. So it just slides right on the lens. So there is the prompter, and there is your guys' view of it. And so I will peek through the hole. And so you guys are now using the prompter. And so let me give you a screen real quickly here. And you could be looking at whatever you have dragging over that screen, go right back to the teleprompter. I could hit play and it will start rolling, and I could hit pause and it stops. And I have other buttons here that I'm still learning how to use. So I will do a review on this, and we will talk about what you can do with it in that review, as well as I will add the unboxing from tonight to that, and it'll be a separate video here on the channel, and I plan on working on that this week. So again, any questions you have, I am going to set this down for a second and get back in the chat here real quick. Let's put chat on the air, and let's see if you guys have anything else that you would like to discuss about the prompter tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Let's just look real quickly and see if we have somehow crossed over that mark. Let me refresh. So we still have time. So we have 1,986 subscribers. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share this video. If you think that was a gutsy move for me to go ahead and do all of this live, including taking a chance of not even having the right step-up ring. Luckily, I did have the right step-up ring for my 16 to 35. And again, right now, I'm at just under 20 mil. I didn't see any edges on that. Let's put it back on because that's going to be good to know. Let me crank this to 16. So now we're all the way out to 16. Let me slide it back on. Whoops. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm at 16 mil right now, and I don't see any edges. Do you guys see any edges? I mean, I think you see part of my camera. So I'm at 16 wide, and I don't see any edges. This is the Canon 16 to 35 L lens. It's a f4, I believe. Yes, and there you go. I can use it full width. So I can go as wide as my lens goes. So I'm glad I added that to the video. We're going to end with this wide shot because I want you to see that I have the teleprompter on. You flip this camera back on and flip to camera 1. So there you go. 16 mil. I'm going to prove it here in a second. Let's cut to camera 4. And let me show you. I'm at 16 mil. Right there. So 16 mil on my 16 to 35 L lens. There's the red loop, and this is working perfectly fine. So obviously this is going to depend on the lens, but I don't see any edges, and you guys would see those edges in your shot with me tonight live. And again, this is my view right here. Into the teleprompter, you can see how far it's sticking out. And again, I have another camera on the top, another monitor on the top, and I don't need that anymore, so that's going to come down tonight. And because that's coming down, I can get back a little further. You can see the cables get in my way from the monitor up there, and so I'm going to try to sneak this back a little bit further. But I love the size of that monitor. It's literally above my Webcam tablet, and literally it's sticking way out here. So I love this, and I got to say, I'm really excited. Too bad they didn't get me all the parts and pieces. Someone thought a 62 was a 67, and they put 2 of them in my box, and that's very disappointing. Let's just adjust this back to right there. So again, the widest thing would be all you have to worry about. Zooming in doesn't change anything, but wide would give you some edges in the corners, and I didn't have any of those edges in my corner. So let's put chat back on the air. Looks big and bright. Yeah, it was great. I had a Zoom call with a client. Freddie, it's good to have you back. We'll watch the rest. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Freddie, if you have any questions, go ahead and fire them in here before I roll out. We'll watch the rest later. As always, great stream. Yeah, thank you, Freddie, for being here. Can you use a wireless controller for prompter speed? Well, yes. So, again, you could create a button in the Stream Deck app, and I think I have it here somewhere. So you could create the buttons to change the speeds, and then you'd be able to use that in the mobile app for Elgato Stream Deck. I don't use it that often because I'm really using my Stream Deck for lights. Now I'm going to be using it for my prompter. But yeah, that's how you would solve that. You would just use, yeah, there it is. I'm downloading it right now because I haven't used it. So give it a second here. You guys can watch that download right now on the screen. And then I'll open it up. Done. Let's see, get started. Open Stream Deck, did it. Allow would like to find and connect to devices on a local network. Yes. Keith's laptop. Yes. So again, you have to go through all these steps. I'm not going to hook up tonight to it, but there you go. You would be able to use the app, and I'll test it out and use it in my video. I don't use the app normally, but if you want to be wirelessly, you just use that wireless app through Stream Deck, and it's going to talk to your local network, your wireless network, and communicate with whatever computer you give it access to. So you could have a phone for 2 different computers, and you could be switching from the teleprompter. There's all kinds of buttons here. If we go back here into Camera Hub and switch back to me and my desktop, you can see all of these buttons work with the prompter, and some of them control cameras, but you have cameras, adjustment properties, then you get down here to effects, and then you have prompter control, prompter display settings, prompter content settings, prompter appearance settings, which we didn't even try this button. So font size is right here. So I could change font size, I can adjust those. So I do that right here. So that's prompter appearance settings. So I got font size, I got margins, I got opacity, set, adjust, all of those parameters. And then you have prompter scrolling settings. So we'll drop that button in. And so that's the speed. So you can adjust that. So you can create buttons for speed, buttons for margins, button for font size, buttons to switch between chat to prompter to text. You can stop, pause, all of that stuff, and hopefully they have a button. Well, obviously, if you've shared a desktop to the screen, it will pop up on your prompter whenever you want it to, because it's going to pop up on the prompter, and you have to share to it. And again, I can drag to it. I just don't know where it's at. There you go. Let me drag these controls in. And again, I'm going to have to mess with the screen size. I'll show you guys this real quick. But I can just drag things onto that screen, so I can bring this box over, and it's to the right now, it looks like. There's my mouse. Or is it? No, it's on the right. I need it to be moved to the left. So if I drag this from the right, here you go. So let's just hit this button and see what happens. Yeah, so it went back to my other screen. So this is something I have to work on to make these fit. So that's something I have to work on, and I'm dragging it the wrong direction. Sorry, I'm dragging it the wrong direction. Apologize for that. Let me do this again. Let me open up Camera Hub again on my screen. So let me drag this over, and see it's pretty big. It did kind of size there, so I could move this one over, this one over. So I'm just dragging those over. The other one disappeared. So again, the size of the screen is going to be important. And the way you do that is, let's go back to me and my laptop, is you just right click on your screen on Windows, go to display settings, and then you can see I'm doubling up my desktop so I can put it on the air like right now. But then I have number 2 and number 1, so I'm going to hit identify, so watch. So it's number 4, and I need 4 on the other side. So I'm going to drag it over and hit apply. And so now as I drag things over to the prompter, I'm just dragging it left, and it's going to go on the screen, hopefully. But right now I'm sharing the desktop, so let me go back to camera 4, and let's drag over there. minimize that. Let's drag something over there and see if I can find it. It's all the way over to the left now. And so there you go. I'm just dragging it. So, and actually that monitor right there is on its way. So we still need to make a change here. So let's change that real quick. Let's go to display settings. Let's move this one there. And then that one apply. And now let's see if this works. Let's try this again. Let's move this from that screen to that screen over to that screen. So you can see you're just dragging and dropping to the monitor, but it is coming through your PC. And then obviously if I had this camera hooked up right now, I could activate it in OBS. This is the camera before I turned it off right there. And then I could full screen this, full screen to my Elgato prompter. Let me share this screen. Full screen to my Elgato prompter. So I'm going to hit that button right now. There you go. So if I had my ATEM Mini Pro as a webcam, I could bring OBS to my screen, and there you go. Now I'm sharing my OBS camera, which would be my ATEM Mini Pro, or it could be Zoom, could be up there. That could be a webcam on my computer displaying up there. Again, there are lots and lots of options, and I hope that I covered most of them tonight. So I definitely don't need to be sharing that full screen. So let me delete that. Let me put it back on. Well, I don't even want to go full screen, so you shut OBS. And obviously, setting up OBS is a complete different thing. Keep that in mind. That's another tutorial for another day, but you can actually bring webcams into OBS. And so that means I could bring my Insta360 or my Facecam, which is mounted to this. I could bring that in, and maybe next week I will go change over to Facecam. We'll see, but right now I just wanted to use the Elgato prompter with my main camera. So, but I would like to put you guys on that screen. So we will have to figure that out next week, and I will be then using the prompter with my face on camera using OBS next week. So, and I don't want to mess with it right now, just FYI. So let me get back into the chat. Let's close that one, and we will wrap this up because I am ready to rock. So that's the answer to that one. You can wirelessly control it, but you're going to have to use the app by Elgato for the Stream Deck. And I think there's a charge for that. I don't remember what that is. Okay. So Camille had a question earlier. Always admire your gutsy approach to unboxing. Thank you, Hank. I appreciate that. Thanks for answering the controller question. You're welcome. I do have Super Chat available. So if you ever want to support the channel, you can do that if it's available in your area. And again, you could also then have your chat go up, and then I would see that on the screen. Not trying to get you to do that. We are going to have a party as soon as I hit 2,000 subscribers. Let's just check this one more time. I will wait a day or so. So we still are right where we were when we started. Earlier this morning, I had 1,985. Now we're at 1,986. So let me again ask you, if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to chat with us every week, once you subscribe to the channel, within a minute, you can chat with us and be a part of the online chat. And also, you can then unsubscribe if you want to. But if you want to chat with us, I'd be happy to have you. We're just trying to limit the spammers and the bots and all that stuff by having that turned on in YouTube. So again, this is the live stream, Life Journey Production Studios. Let's get the better mic on now. Just want to make sure I have audio. Yep. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. If you have any other questions, just leave them in the comments. I will be happy to answer those tomorrow. If you're watching this delayed, feel free to answer questions. I will try to have the specs out in my notes here for a while because I'm sure some questions are going to be coming in. I'll try to get that video done where you'll get a chance to see it attached to my Facecam. You get a chance to see my iPhone attached to it with a camera mount. And so you will need a iPhone mount to be able to attach it. So you can use your iPhone. If you have a Google Pixel phone or all those phones, you can mount those as well. You just need something to landscape mount your phone. And then you could use your phone as a camera with this as well. So that's exciting. And again, you have to bring that camera into some kind of switcher, like a web presenter. You could bring it in that way by using a adapter like I use tonight, HDMI to this adapter, and they make one that goes from HDMI to USB-C, and they make one to Lightning. So this will get it into the ATEM. I have this coming into channel 4, so when I have a camera attached to it, I can then use a app like the new app that's available from Blackmagic Design. So if you want a free way to put your phone as a camera into a Cam Link or into a switcher like the ATEM Mini Pro or into a YOLO box, you can do that now by using one of these adapters and an HDMI cable that way into your device. So if you're not going to use a phone, you can use a camera, DSLR with the step-up rings and the camera bracket. You could use an ATEM Mini Pro to bring all of the stuff into your OBS to put it on the screen. And really all you would want is to be able to have your face for a confidence monitor, or just make sure that you're looking into that monitor. You don't necessarily have to have your face up there, but I can see the program so I know what's displayed, and that just keeps me aware of what I have on the screen when we're live. So, okay, let's wrap this up. I'm tired. I thank you guys so much for being with me live tonight. I think that's all of the chat. Make sure I didn't miss any questions here right before we roll out. Thank you. I think that should be here now. Thank you, Doug, for that. And I appreciate it very much, guys, for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that unboxing, and I hope you'll hit the like button tonight and you'll actually subscribe and share this video. If there's anybody in your sphere, thanks for coming in, Tim, for joining us tonight. Go back and watch the unboxing. Appreciate you being a part of the chat. Maybe you've been here all night. Great to have you with us tonight. Thank you for being a part of this adventure with me. So I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. Watch this week for a 2,000 subscriber stream. I have some party lights ready. We're going to have an appearance from Ratso, appearance from Grandpa Jones. We're going to have some fun, and it'll be a good time, a way for me to say thank you to everyone for subscribing to the channel, taking us from 0 to 2,000. I know it may not be big compared to some channels, but I'm overwhelmed and thankful for every one of you that subscribe and join me each week live. And I spend most of my time preparing and doing lives, but I do have some videos coming up very soon. So check back for my Getting Started with the ATEM Mini Extreme. I already have Getting Started with the ATEM Mini Pro on my channel. If you want to know about the shuttle, HyperDeck shuttle, if you want to know about the HyperDeck Mini, the old version, if you want to know about the new HyperDeck Mini HD, those videos are on my channel. So lots and lots of things, even other Elgato products here on the channel, how to display chat, crazy fun stuff here. So, okay, let's roll out. Thank you so much again for being a part of the stream. And I will see you guys very soon after we break 2,000, and then we'll be back on Tuesday. And if we don't get enough subscribers, then I'll see you Tuesday. Most likely, hopefully, before. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you on the other side. Good night. Is it going to roll?